podcast.
Oh, it started?
Yeah.
You can give me anything. Alright.
Start it.
So we're good?
Yeah.
Alright. Welcome back to the second episode of the Comrade podcast. Today, we have, besides
Me, Comrade Dan.
besides this loser, we have another loser with us today. Please introduce yourself.
I guess, do I have to do with the comrade thing?
No, you
No,
don't have
you
to.
don't have
Only
to.
if you want us to, then, we'll call
Well, yeah, then my name's just Erik. Some people call me Soul online, but not Soul online, just people online that know me call me Soul.
it.
Okay.
Alright.
So for the first few minutes of this, not few minutes, but the first half, we're gonna ask things about you so we can know more about you.
That's assuming we don't get sidetracked like we did
Last
the
time.
first one.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I mean, there's not much to me, honestly. I don't know what to say unless you ask me.
Okay, you want direct questions? Okay. What do you enjoy?
I enjoy reading stuff. It's typically very intricate stories. I like time travel stuff, but normally there's endings are terrible.
Okay.
We know that you're going to college. What are you gonna go to college? What are you doing in college? What are you going for?
Studying computer science.
Oh, what a nerd!
You're the best.
I'm doing IT.
What a nerd!
But anyways, what shows are you into?
At the moment, there's nothing I can watch because everything I did watch just ended. But some of my favorite shows have been Attack on Titan, Steins Gate, Code Geass. Death Note was pretty good, first half anyways. Till, who dies.
Until they introduced N.
Yeah, he's a terrible character.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I could tell a lot just from those animes that he chose. I'm like, I already know what this nerd's gonna talk about.
Okay, your turn. We're gonna go back and forth on the questions.
All right, let's see here. What was one of the questions I asked last time? There was what kind of food do you like to eat? What's your favorite food?
I like eating hot wings
Hot wings, dude. Yeah,
Same.
of course you
and
do.
cup ramen.
Cup ramen.
Damn right.
I don't think I've ever heard someone say my favorite's cup ramen.
Dude, I eat it once a week religiously.
Once
Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, some of them are good, but
I bet you mix lime into it, don't you?
Damn right I do.
yeah, I think you have a
You're a-
problem. if
you're
you
a
put lime in
fool.
there.
No, dude, it's fucking awesome.
No, I'm saying you have a problem if you don't,
Oh.
because it tastes great with lime.
Yeah.
The mixes I usually put in it, like one time I saw, the one I'm gonna mention might sound really gross, but
It's already gross.
somebody
I'm pretty sure
I saw somebody put like cheese, like American cheese in it. It's pretty good.
just cheese.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
yeah,
Just cheese.
They put slices of American cheese in it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that
It's
sounds like-
sliced is not even like fucking
Yeah.
shredded. God,
No,
what is
it's
wrong
just-
with them?
Dump it in.
What is wrong with
That
them?
sounds nasty. TBH.
What? Here's a good one. Are you a virgin?
Yes.
What a good man.
Oh, what a good man. Same here. High five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your goddamn hand
Yeah,
down
put your hand down, you
and keep.
filthy nerd. Look at you.
Okay.
Alright. Let me see what's a good question. Something people would love to know about our boy here, Soul.
How big is your dick?
Okay, I wasn't thinking about that, but I mean, if he wants to answer,
I
that's his
don't
choice.
feel the need to measure it.
It's just that
yeah.
big.
You're just that big.
Whether it's big or small, the size is good enough, so I don't need to measure it.
You're right.
He has to use 2 hands.
Alright, I think a good one we can start off with here is what are your political views?
That's a great question.
See, here's the thing, like on like liberal or conservative or Republican, Democratic, I don't know. I pretty much don't know what the hell they mean for the most part because I never gave a damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of us.
Most of my stuff is just like what I think about certain situations.
So he's independent.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
I'm also independent, but I also lean left.
Typically, most people who go to colleges
Are
end up
independent.
being They normally are more independent, as I believe as well. That sometimes, at least professors are more liberal.
Yeah.
Bunch of lip-tards.
No, no, right. I hate them liberals, dude. But
What are your religious views?
What are your religious
Any?
views?
I think that religion is a bunch of bollocks. And
Organized religion or religion? in
all
general?
religion, pretty much. Like, I guess mostly organized religion.
Mhm.
It's not as bad if it's just like a household thing.
Yeah.
But when it started like when they had like
when
churches,
it's forceful. When it's forceful on other people.
not even when it's forceful, just like when they have their own establishments to gather together. That's what I think is like you're probably doing harm to those people's mentality, honestly.
Hmm.
I agree with you.
Well,
on
the
that.
reason why Christianity started is because it appealed to poor people. Where more like the older religions didn't really appeal to the poor.
It also was partly because of people's existentialism
Mm.
and fear of death. Through religion, people, the like higher nobilities, kings and all that, they could control the panic from the mass majority of like, oh god, I don't want to fight in this war because I'm gonna die and then I don't exist anymore. They're like, oh, go and defend my lands and God will see you as a good man and you get to live in heaven afterwards.
Well, I'm just talking like Christianity in general. Like one of the
This is
main reasons-
most religions.
Yeah,
and
most
just, like,
religions,
to,
yeah.
to like
It helps
subdue
people's-
public panic.
Yeah. I'm talking about like the reason why Christianity got really popular is because it appealed to a lot of the poor people because Jesus was all about helping the poor.
It also is partly because of the many genocides that they enacted that are normally covered up nowadays because, you don't want an entire religious sect associated with
The
mass
Crusades, man.
genocide.
The Crusades.
Yeah.
But now Catholic is more towards like pedophilism. People there's a lot of Catholic pedophiles out
Oh
there.
yeah.
It's mainly the priests.
I mean, can you blame them? They're not allowed to go touch coochie, so they have to go for the nearest thing, which is little boys.
I don't see how 2 and 2 add together
It makes
there.
all the sense
But-
because they're like, if I can't get no vagine, I might as well go get some little boy booty hole.
As no, I'm kidding.
Mm.
Okay, so we're going to a completely different topic. What is your favorite color? And
Dang,
why?
Dang, you hit him hard. I don't know if you can answer this one. to be
And
honest.
why?
Honestly, like neon green and blue, like a light blue.
Neon.
Yeah, I like the bright and vibrant colors. I like wearing darker colors, but if I'm like drawing or something, or am decorating, say like in Minecraft for instance, I'll normally use light colored blocks, neon colored blocks, just because like they look good. But for stuff that I wear or real life decoration, I don't go with darker colors.
Yeah, you're
Typically
right.
between black and gray.
I like darker colors personally, but yeah, lighter colors are pretty
Like
nice.
myself.
Just depends on the situation.
I like having like black backgrounds with neon details. So it makes the neon stand out more and makes the black look better.
I have an unhealthy relationship with the color red. I love the color red.
Fucking call me.
Yeah,
Only when it's crimson.
Crimson.
The Crimson Ranger.
Crimson Ranger, dude. I have no idea how much I want to dress up as him one day. Crimson
Halloween
He
Thunder
was the
Ranger is
Ranger.
around
American
the
one,
corner.
right? The blue one was the Asian boy.
I have no idea. I don't remember. I have the movie. It's just dumb. Don't watch it. But speaking of dum-dums, on to the next question, shall we? Let's see. What's a good one? Something I personally want to figure out about you that I don't already know.
You guys don't know much about me,
Yeah,
honestly.
I know. So that's why I'm thinking of juicy questions. Okay, we're not gonna ask questions about his dick, alright? How about... I think we've asked this before, but obviously not on podcast. What's your taste in women, if any?
Are you gay?
I'm not gonna disclose
you
that.
gay?
God
Es
no.
joto?
¿Eres otro?
No. I'm gonna refrain from answering that question.
Really?
Wow!
He pleaded the fifth on this
He's
one.
pleading the fifth because he's a freaking
No.
homo
Okay,
sapien.
Say okay.
I-
Instead of saying which ones you're into, say the ones you're not into.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, well I can't say. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what his taste is. I was about to say he probably doesn't like land whales. For all I know, he does.
Yeah, I just
No.
imagine Eric.
Hey, maybe Eric's into that. I won't judge him.
I definitely double my size is no go.
That's enough.
That's,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
saying
know.
something too, because look how skinny he is.
Yeah. So it's just like honestly, anyone that would be seen as gross, God no.
I think that goes.
Anybody
for
that can
everybody.
crush him and when
No.
they get on him, because how
Break
skinny
the
you
tape.
are.
Yeah, if you're gonna say anyone who could harm me, that's pretty much anyone.
Yeah. I'm always a twig.
Like, I can't defend myself against a preschooler, much less than the grown adults.
Yeah. But yeah, say the ones you're not into. Just anybody who is generally gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rednecks.
No, okay.
I dislike.
You're in a terrible place,
Yeah,
brother.
yes.
Let me tell you.
That is.
Oh, fuck, rednecks. As he's living down south.
That is an unfortunacy there.
That is very unfortunate.
She's like, I dislike signs of lesser intelligence. Not necessarily.
Buddy, let me
I
tell
don't
you.
necessarily dislike people who are dumber.
Yeah.
It's just clear, obvious signs of that person should not be alive. Natural selection. Would like to have a few words with
Yeah,
them.
I think it's more
Unfortunately,
like-
there's a bar of society blocking the way.
You like people who know they're dumb and they know that
They
they're
don't
dumb.
have to know they're dumb. They just have to.
Oh, I thought you meant like you don't like people that they're dumb but they think they're smart.
I don't like those people. Those are the people as well that I don't like. Just if you're dumb but you think you're smart, it's like,
Ooh,
no.
that grinds my gears when I see an idiot trying to think they're smart. I'm like, buddy, just shut up before I smack you.
they obviously did not drink from the Purian spring.
Yeah, they're too. Okay, like, you have no idea. I could do a whole topic on how much I hate like stupidity.
Yeah.
It grinds my
God.
gears.
Idiocy in this world is. It's a shame that we don't have natural selection. Honest to God.
Yeah. Well, we can't do much about it.
I
'Cause
mean-
people are like, save the idiots. I'm like, okay, go ahead. See what happens. See what happens.
At
we
least
got
they're not
flat
giving
earthers.
people
Yeah,
autism
then now we
anymore.
got flat earthers. You're right.
But we don't have children with autism. We have children in gravestones.
You know what spawned those children with autism? You know what spawned from those? People that freaking think that vaccines are like deadly.
That's what
Anti-vaxxers,
it's not
man.
because it's the reason that they have autism, not because of the vaccines, because their parents have autism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they themselves are autistic, and not in the good way either. Because you know there's autistic
Yeah, there's
people that
people
are actually
big-
just like they're savvy, like they're really good at something. It's
Yeah.
like keep those, they're cool, but don't keep the ones that are like, oh, I don't have my kid take a vaccine. Bunch of idiots.
Well, okay, back to you, Eric, because we got.
I'm sorry. I hate a lot of stuff.
What is
I
your
hate the
cultural background?
Cultural background. Oh, let's see. I'm mostly Mexican.
Mostly.
Smells what?
I like. The thing is, I don't
You're saying
really.
you're not pure blood.
He's okay. You should say like, what's your parents like? What are they both?
They're both Mexican, but their parents or their grandparents aren't all necessarily Mexican. It's just the vast majority of the family is Mexican.
He's
but-
not a pure blood. Take him out.
Like my
Oh,
grandfather.
My mom. Like, you can continue, and then I'll say mine.
Like my grandfather says that I think it was it was either his grandmother or his mother that was Japanese.
Woo!
No,
and-
Asian boy.
That's where the anime comes from.
Then my father, I believe he said that his mother was a mix of Mexican and white.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I was thinking German. It would explain a lot.
Well,
I
my
would wish.
mother's father. No, but my mother's like father's. My mother's grandfather. He was French, and and then on my dad's side, his grandparents, one was Spain, one was like Indian hardcore, like in Inca, and I don't know if Inca or Aztec, one of those two. So
Well, the Aztecs pray to the sun god.
praise.
I hope I have a bit of Aztec in me.
Are you gonna be like Wii Fit trainer? Praise the sun.
Praise the sun.
I would like if through some weird twist of fate there was some amount of German in me.
I just don't want to believe I'm completely brown.
Here's a-
I don't believe I'm any part Japanese at all.
Because
I
oh
can
no,
see
you
it.
like anime.
Well, a lot of people can like anime.
A lot of let's be honest here. Every Mexican out there likes anime.
Actually, yeah,
Specifically
I've seen
Dragon
those videos, yeah, of Dragon Ball, of people just watching it like in public
cities.
plazas.
Oh yeah, didn't like
And it's
the the
the
president
last-
of Mexico like ask Japan
Yeah.
before they can like
Yeah, they got it into like it was like a public event where like I think it was the last 3 episodes they aired them in the public plaza, and God, I love watching those videos of like when the opening is going on. Everyone there speaking Spanish, and they're all singing along to this song. That's it. Some parts English, mostly Japanese, and you just hear the terrible pronunciations. But they're all doing it with heart.
Yeah, they love that. They love that stuff.
They love Dragon Ball, dude. A lot of Mexican people like Dragon Ball. Mainly Mexican guys, but there's also Mexican girls out there too.
Also noticed, like, when it comes to Dragon Ball inspires a lot of people to work out.
Yeah.
I've noticed that, like, on a lot of workout videos, a lot of the dudes that are like trying to show you how to work out have Dragon Ball like
training to be Super Saiyan, training to be Goku.
Yeah, they're like, oh, look at
Hey,
me.
whatever gets them going.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it gets them motivated to work out, go ahead, man.
It's like seeing a fat person at the gym. You might think, oh, they look disgusting, but to them, it's like something's motivating them to go there.
Something's motivating them. So that's
I mean, like, everybody got to start somewhere. But speaking of everybody got to start somewhere, where would you rather be born?
If you could choose.
If you could choose.
Maybe Germany or Russia, I think. But I do want to make a comment that I was listening to your first episode. You said your answer. I'm not going to say specifically what you said the first time you told me about this in high school and lunch.
Japan. Oh my god.
Yeah, but upon listening to that, it did bring back those old memories. I won't mention them because this is going on the internet and you never know what'll happen.
Well, anyways, so Germany, why? Germany or Russia, why?
I think because I'm a fucking Nazi. No.
Oh man, you hate the Jews?
Aryan race coming from the.
I mean, they make damn good movies there in Hollywood, but no, I just like because Germany has a lot of good history. Well, I'm mostly talking about before the World War One. The history before that of Germany is pretty good, especially with like Frederick Barbarossa and how like he unified a bunch of tribes to form Germany.
That. Yeah.
I mean,
as well as
let's just forget about the part how like Rome got sacked by a bunch of freaking Germanic tribes.
Yeah.
We'll forget about that part.
The Great Roman Empire, the Germanic Empire.
I was gonna make a comment that would actually make Russia look worse, but then I also remembered that I said Russia would be the other country. So
Russia did a lot of bad stuff too. Like,
I know. I said the two countries I would like to be born into are two countries that have both done mass genocide.
Yeah, but like it's not because most of them did it because they were like forced to do it, not because they wanted to. Otherwise, they themselves would be killed.
The Germans. They did theirs, but the German people who actually committed the Holocaust, they didn't want to. It's not that they didn't want to. It's just that if someone of higher authority commands you to do something, you're more likely to do it, even if it's morally wrong.
Because it's either you kill them or you take.
No, it's also because it comes from a higher power.
It's a psychological thing. Like they've done
experiments,
tests where it's like
they shock you.
Yeah, ask this person a question. If they get it wrong, shock them. Each time they get a question wrong, the voltage or whatever goes up, and a scientist is there with the person. They can't see the person that's supposed to be testing, which is just an actor. And they keep shocking this person. The person shrieks in pain, but they aren't really getting shocked. They eventually pretend that they die, and the scientist tells them, "Oh no, keep going. If they don't answer the question, just shock them." And the majority of people keep shocking beyond the point that the person was supposed to have died.
Is it because of like amount of amps, right, or amount of voltage?
The point is that the person is supposed to be dead, but it's just to prove that the German officers who committed the Holocaust, it's not that they themselves aren't necessarily fully evil. It was just that the people who were telling them to do it were in a position of power, and it just made them think, well, I'm being ordered to do this, so it's okay to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure some of them were actually probably racist, but no, I don't think.
I'm not saying that they are. They weren't all evil, but it's just that.
Some of them were like
some of them who were tried here in the U.S. after the war. That they did this experiment because these people were arguing that they didn't want to do it, but that they were kind of like pressured into it.
Peer pressure. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, technically
Germany's just a big bully.
I mean, it kind of was.
Give me your lunch money, nerd. At least now everything's good. As good as it can be.
It's relatively good.
It's
but
better than it was.
Yeah, better
I'm
than
just-
it was.
Admittedly, I'm glad I didn't live throughout the World Wars, but
Because after World War One, Germany was fucked.
yeah.
Yeah, they got
World
screwed.
War
They
II
got-
happened because
because of
Germany
Germany
got fucked in
fucked,
World
yeah,
War
they got
One.
the poopy end of the stick, if you will.
Because it wasn't even their fault either.
And they had
Yeah,
to pay
they-
for it.
Yeah, because they had to pay for it, it kind of led into World War II
kinda
being
led
able to
into-
happen.
yeah.
And not specifically, I think World War II would probably still happen without all that.
Really?
But it is the fact that it allowed Hitler to rise to
Yeah.
power because of the circumstances in Germany at the time.
I feel like it probably wouldn't have happened, or maybe it would have decreased the chance of it happening. Because like Germany, they would, like the fact that they had to pay for all this. they were-
Yeah.
Well, I think it would have still happened because like all of Europe and pretty much the entire world was kind of just down in the dumps, and at that point in time a lot of countries were ceasing to up themselves out of the depression going on worldwide. So I'm pretty sure it would have still happened. It might have happened a little later, but because Hitler specifically got to rise to power because he manipulated the people who were in these unfortunate circumstances of being poor because they got screwed by yeah
And then he blamed the Jews.
yeah because they didn't like his art.
Was that really right?
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, they're the ones that got. And if you look throughout a whole history, it's the Jews.
The Jews got screwed everywhere.
At every turn.
Every
Yeah.
turn.
Egypt,
the
Germany.
Jews.
Israel.
Even like during like the medieval Europe when like the bubonic plague kicked through, they blamed the Jews. They go, they're not getting the disease. It's like, well, because
they're clean.
Yeah, they're not taking fat dookie dumps out in the streets on your right on your head. It's because they're clean. So poor Jews, man. I feel bad. I feel bad.
Yep.
Speaking of Jews, how are you feeling about Attack on Titan right now?
Anime
how
or
are your
manga?
Yeah.
theories coming along with you and your comrade?
You like?
Well, I had to go solo for 3 months, but
Oh yeah, that's right.
Do you believe in the loop theory, or do you think it's?
there is a loop. I just don't know if it's the loop that I think.
Or you think it's the second loop or like the first loop, or
It's-
multiple loops?
It seems there's multiple loops.
It's a
We're
roller
definitely
coaster.
in at least a second loop. There's implication, but the thing is like it seems that the loop that's been presented thus far is only going back about 4 or 5 years. But I feel like there's a loop that goes back thousands of years, not thousands, but several hundreds.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, if there's gonna be spoiler territory, and you can get the loop theory from the anime now too as well, because there's the last scene.
a little bit.
The last scene is like the guy who gave
Aaron Kruger,
he talks about Aaron Mikasa,
Armin and Mikasa.
Armin and Mikasa, but that's the Titan that eventually gets to Aaron.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
He mentioned saving Armin and Mikasa before they're even born.
because what happens? It's him, and then it's Aaron's
Grisha,
dad,
and
then
then Eren Yeager.
yeah. So at that point, I'm like, okay, it's possible for a loop theory.
Yeah. There is.
Is it more confirmed in the manga?
It's pretty much. There's very strong evidence that there's a loop. There are other stuff that have already been seen in the anime that at this point in the manga I can use them to see how there's implications of a loop that goes back to like the start of the story.
You think the manga will end at the end of the loop, or do you think the manga will end explaining the loop and getting out of the loop, or do you want the manga to end as it's always gonna as a loop?
It seems there's a few things that it might be moving towards. It might be moving towards that a specific character is only like a specific character is within a loop, and everyone else is outside of it. And this character just having to continuously do this loop in order for everyone else to live a good life. There's the possibility that what the hell?
You just keep talking.
There's implications that the story might end with a restart to the end, or restart to the beginning. And there's also the possibility that it'll just end without a loop, and honestly, it looks like it might be a morbid end, and I really want to see
So
it.
the morbid end is whenever like it starts at the beginning again.
No, a more like it like a
Worse.
like everyone dying sort of ends.
Ah.
That's what it looks like.
That's
it
what he
could
really.
possibly
That's what
get
he
into.
originally wanted to do.
Hmm?
That's what he originally
Yeah,
wanted.
he originally wanted it to end with like a mist type ending of like the vast majority of the main characters dying.
Mm-hmm.
And he has commented that he has like, because like back then he sort of got pressured to not have that ending, but he has been considering it now that as he has moved past all those people criticizing him. But I want him to end it on a morbid note.
Why would you show us that picture?
Because I was on my Twitter. I was gonna look and see if there's any news, and then.
I'm gonna describe it a little bit. The picture you showed us was a Konosuba. It was like that girl with what's that girl with like colorful hair?
There's the name of the characters in the tweet.
Lukoa and Kana. They're both Fudas.
I didn't even notice that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
Oh, well, yeah, they're both Fudas.
Actually, only one of them.
Oh, the little dragon
The
maid
little dragon one isn't.
isn't, and the one with the colorful hair is the Fuda.
Yeah, that's man, I'm following these great people. I love Twitter.
I can't look at my Twitter because most of the people I follow play COD Zombies, and so they are all probably talking about Togder Toden.
Speaking of
COD
COD Zombies,
Please explain how you feel about Call of Duty Zombies right now.
I don't want to be disappointed because
Well,
like I haven't.
Buddy, you got a big storm coming.
I feel like I am gonna be terribly disappointed.
well, at
Like,
least since you're
I feel like 10 years of following this story is about to get shat on for a few extra dollars.
Look, at least you have low expectations, so if they do good, it'll be even better.
No, it won't. It'll just be like, because like I've seen 2 screenshots of the end cutscene. It's already disappointed me because it's not a CGI cutscene. It's what they've been doing since Alpha Omega because they ran out of budget because they focused on the Chaos story that they screwed up because they did it out of order, and people didn't like it because of that. And by the time people liked it, it seems that the Chaos story might just get thrown out the window because of how poorly it started. So it feels like they wasted what they should have put towards the end of the Aether story.
Well, speaking of all these depressing like storylines, what do you think about the new Pokemon show?
Well, did they announce a new one, or are they still on Sun and Moon?
They announced a new one.
All I know is I think he won a league in Sun and Moon.
He finally won. Yeah, he finally won.
He won the Orange Islands.
He won the Orange Islands?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh.
He's won something before, just not like an actual league.
Okay, in this new one, what's happening? It's a reboot. It's an actual rebooted show, I think. From what I heard, and it's Ash and this guy named Go. In the Japanese, I don't know what the English name is gonna be because I don't think the English is gonna name him. Oh, because in Japanese, Ash's name is Satoshi.
Yeah, like I watched I've watched some of the sub for
Sun and Moon.
No, from X and Y to wherever the hell I left off in Sun and Moon. I watched sub, and a lot of the characters they do have completely different names.
Yeah. But and it's between them two, and they're gonna revisit. I think they're gonna revisit every region and not just be based in the Galar region. And what's gonna happen is Ash is all about being the Pokemon master, doing all the league stuff, and Go is the guy who wants to catch them all.
Does he still look like a 5-year-old?
He still looks young, but it's like better than what Sun and Moon Ash looked like. Because this one looks more like actually looks like Ash. It's like if they got the old Ash and Sun and Moon Ash and like they fused. I will show you a picture actually.
I guess
I don't know how I feel about
sounds. That sounds better than what Sun and Moon did.
Yeah, because Sun and Moon he looks freaking weird.
Yeah, he had Dookie face. I didn't like it, man.
Yeah.
He looks so goofy.
Yeah, they just God, I don't know why they did that. And again, like I've said this statement to you before, but him and Jesse and James,
Or
they're the only
weird.
ones who, they're the only ones who look like they don't belong in Sun and Moon. Everyone else looks like normal Pokemon, but those three who have been in the series since the start, they looked unnatural in Sun and Moon.
I'm pulling up a picture. But
Apparently it's not
So-
a full reboot.
it's not a full reboot.
Well, that's like speculation, I guess. I don't know. That's what people are saying. A full reboot.
Well, I think it's different timelines, and that's why he's so young.
I don't even remember where the hell I left off in Sun and Moon, and I don't know if I will watch it.
I mean, do you pass the part with Necrozma and Ultra Necrozma?
No.
Okay,
No, I
'cause
don't think so.
There's a part where Ash gets Solgaleo and
I have seen
Hal.
him with Solar Gay,
Hal gets Lunala, and they do a Z move together to beat Necrozma, I think.
I didn't see the lunar bullshit.
Did you watch the new movie?
Oh, which one? Because I've seen.
Not I Choose You. The one with like Zera Aura.
Yes.
How was it?
I mean, a Pokemon fucking died.
It actually died.
Yeah, like it just fucking exploded.
Is this the image you're looking for?
Is it now?
Yeah, it's the one. That's the new Ash. He actually looks better than Sun and Moon.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
that looks better than
it
Sun
looks
and Moon.
way better, but I guess maybe it's just the nostalgia, though. Like the way he looked originally.
Yeah. But what
He
the
was sassy
frick?
as fuck originally.
Hell yeah.
What?
What the hell is this?
I looked up new Satoshi and Go, and this is what I get. Some like
Just put fucking Pokemon in the search thing.
Well, there's also not Google, it's Ecosia, because I like saving trees. For every 45 search trees you use with the search engine,
You are not spelling Pokemon right.
you save one tree.
I
plant one tree.
honestly couldn't give a damn. I'll wipe my ass just the same.
I don't even have internet at home. Well, I mean, I guess I do, because I have my phone. But, hey, it's pretty nice not having it. Speaking
Well, anyways,
of internet...
so yeah, so that's the new show.
Yeah.
Probably something you shouldn't get too excited about.
Hey,
I don't know if I'll watch it. I'm
Neither
like
would I.
50 episodes behind or some shit on Sun and Moon, and I don't know if I'm gonna finish that.
I stopped watching around Diamond and Pearl, so there ain't no way.
I never watched any of it. I would just watch some episodes because I was a kid watching like shows.
Yeah, I just watched Pokemon on TV, so there's
Randomly,
probably
yeah.
quite a few episodes I haven't seen, but I did watch the vast majority of X, Y, and Z. I skipped almost all of Black and White just because I really did not like Black and White.
You didn't like Black and White?
No. I don't know why. It was kind of boring. I liked Team Rocket in Black and White because they were actually like, it made them look like they were legit people.
Uh-huh.
It made James and Jesse look competent because they were always doing shit in the background. They didn't really interact with Ash that much. They didn't try to take Pikachu. They just they were pulling heist and shit. And it would just show them pull the heist flawlessly and not get caught and leave.
You have a Switch, right?
Yeah.
Are you getting Are you getting either the new Pokemon games? I'm getting it when it comes out.
I probably
Yeah.
want to get either, to be honest.
I might get Sword.
That makes Sword.
I'm just so uninterested in Pokemon. They're really milking that back cash cow. Good old Pokemon.
Well, for me, it looks like they're actually changing some of the form factor of Pokemon. So
Oh no, I've been seeing a lot of complaints from people saying that they're just pumping out games and they're garbage.
well, yeah, they're doing that too. And the thing is, they're stopping their creativity on Pokemon now as well because Nintendo sees that Pokemon Go gets more money than the main series, so they're focusing more on like the side Pokemon games, which is stupid. And so Game Freak's like fuck, and so they're trying to diversify their games. So they're making an act. This is the first time in a long time that Game Freak makes a different game. It's called Town, I think.
Town.
Yeah. Town. I don't know if that's what it's called. I just remember hearing about this game that they were making.
But it's also
What's
turn-based.
it about?
It's a turn-based RPG like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, that tells me a lot. I'm asking for story character.
I don't know. I don't
And
care about
you're
it.
like some village kid that's fighting to protect the town or some
Yeah.
shit.
That's what it's called.
What the hell was the combat system they explained? Wasn't it like a rock paper scissors type thing?
Yeah.
Oh my lord, that sounds to me like they're just
It's not like rock paper scissors. I mean, like it's one of those things of like offense counters defense, defense counters something else, something else. Yeah,
Have
shit
you
like
guys
that.
Ever played the? I think it was Dinosaur King. It was a show.
Yeah.
And then they made a game. I have the game at home, and it's literally rock paper scissors. That's how you play it.
Did you enjoy it?
I mean, it was cool to see the dinosaurs, but then you realize, wow, this system's dumb. This combat system makes no sense.
But yeah, I think Pokemon Sword and Shield looks interesting. I'm also interested in the Pokemon actual game story. Since X and Y, I got more into it because X and Y introduces the whole like canon thing, and then
Story's
Omega.
been pretty garbage.
Well, if you actually pay attention to it, it's actually pretty good. Like they start actually making an overarch story in X and Y, because you know the whole canon thing, and like so he can revive his baby thing, the guy.
No.
You never played X and Y?
No. The only ones I played is I played through White, and I've played through like 3 gyms of Black too.
Same.
And I've been too lazy to finish the game.
But I played through X. I played through like X all the way up to Sun and Moon. I mean, I played all the games recently, but the one the story I pay attention more in Pokemon X and Y, his Pokemon dies, so he makes a cannon that basically kills all other Pokemon just to revive his. And in Omega Ruby and Sapphire, that cannon causes a split where in some universes a meteorite hits, and some other ones where the meteorite doesn't hit at all. And that meteorite contains the thing that makes Pokemon Mega Evolve. So that explains why in original Sapphire and Ruby there's no Mega Evolutions, and why Omega Sapphire Ruby there are Mega Evolutions.
It just sounds so convoluted.
It is pretty convoluted. And then they even goes in further to you, where you can speculate the fact that each different game, it's its own universe.
All I know is like the anime.
And the anime goes into that as well.
I don't know if the anime. Like,
No,
I watched X, Y, and Z. I didn't pay attention to any of that. All I remembered is the guy at the end trying to make Ash into a fucking messiah. Which, like, I felt like that was a pretty.
Wait, the Team Flare leader, Lysandre?
Yeah, a guy who has like red hair, looks somewhat like a lion.
Yeah,
I'm
Lysandre.
surprised.
Yeah.
You're like the only person I know that actually remember these characters' names.
I don't care about them because they're not
Neither
that
do
important.
I.
Because I'm just like casually watching Pokemon.
Well, they're the main leader.
Well, no one. We don't care.
This
enough.
guy wasn't in the anime that much. I don't think.
Really?
I don't think he was until like towards the end. But even then, I don't bother remembering people's names. Honestly, any anime I watch, I don't
try, but I just can't.
I
It's
pay
like, it
attention.
doesn't stick.
I pay attention more to like the games. But anyways, in the anime, in Sun and Moon anime, which also happens in the game, Ash visits other alternate universe, so that supports more the alternate universe story.
He does that in X, Y, and Z.
He does that.
Yeah, he goes through like a mirror
Oh.
and meets like a crybaby version of himself.
Oh,
I did not like that episode.
In this one, in Sun and Moon, he goes on like Solar Geo and goes to the universe like in the game. And in the game, Sun and Moon, it supports that theory more with the ultra wormholes and the fact that there's 2 universes with Lulana and Solar Geo, and then also the fact that Rainbow Rocket happens. You guys know what Rainbow Rocket is?
The interuniversal shit. It's
No
from
one
the
cares
people
about
who
Rainbow
won.
Rocket.
Yeah,
The villains who won.
From the villains who won, they make a whole team, and then you go kick their asses.
Hey, for fucking losers.
Which wasn't even that good.
I enjoyed it.
Like, yeah, it was cool to see all these characters again, but it's like
And then
that was literally all they did. It was just to like play with your nostalgia. They're like, oh, look at these guys, they're bad.
I liked
What?
it.
They-
And then you
what-
beat them up,
what-
and then it's just like, okay.
Why couldn't they just like be like, oh, we're about to lose to this kid. Let's all just dip out of here and go somewhere else. And so you could maybe use them later on and also not lose their winning streak.
I forgot the whole story around it because that's the end of the
'Cause
game.
it
So
didn't matter.
I ended the game fatigue, but I also like original Sun and Moon story where like she gets where the main villain she gets absorbed by an Ultra Beast. You need to fight that. You don't have to fight Ultra Villain Carl, but you have to fight her and her Pokemon. But Lusamine, that's her name. In Ultra Sun and Moon, I like how the main boss of the whole Team Rainbow Rocket is Giovanni, the original.
Giovanni.
And now you got Galar region, so I wonder how that's gonna play into the whole multiverse theory.
At this
It fucking
point, I don't even
explodes.
It's just they're just trying to come up with random scenarios to just
guy-
keep the plot going.
A guy took a cosmic shit and it split a
Yeah,
hole in reality.
It causes the dogs.
I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if they just said Arceus took a fat
And
dookie,
shit.
and then like it caused some ripple in time.
I just want them to release a remake of Gen 5.
Why Gen 5?
Not Gen 5, Gen 4.
Why Gen 4?
Because that's the next one in line. And that's my favorite generation. What's your favorite generation?
I've played White and Black too. Those are literally the only Pokemon I played, and I don't remember all of the gens because I only really remember that one.
Red, yellow, red.
I don't know. You can say what they are. I don't know what the stars are in it. I don't know what Pokemon are in it.
Okay.
I don't know what region they are.
Okay.
I'm not a Pokemon. I'm not that big of a Pokemon.
I'm gonna
fan.
go off the American version because in Japanese it's supposed to be red and green, but red, blue, and yellow. Which in yellow you have that obviously the only one you can pick is Pikachu. But in red and blue, you obviously have Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Venusaur.
That's basically what everyone grew up with.
Gen 1.
Yeah, I know
Pokemon.
them.
Gen 2 is Gold and Silver, and then the starters are Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Chikorita. Best one, Chikorita.
Chikorita.
Yeah.
You're a freaking chimp.
Because it's the meme that everybody hates Chikorita.
Yeah. Chikorita doo-doo.
And then you got...
Yeah, it looks like one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Silver, that's the third one on that one. And then you got Gen 3, which is Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And the starters in that one is Torchic, Mudkip, and Chico.
Yeah.
I'd only get Mudkip because he looks the best out of all of them.
And by Gen 3, they've released the first remake, Fire Red and Leaf Green. And then Gen 4 comes out, and in Gen 4, it's Pearl, Diamond, and Platinum. And the starters in that one is Chimchar, Turtwig, and Piplup. Best one, Piplup.
Of course you'd say Piplup.
Your favorite Pokemon, your favorite overall starters, Turtwig, right?
Yeah, Turtwig's the best one.
And the remake for that gen
I
was
don't know what that one is.
It's a little, like, land turtle.
yeah.
Okay.
Turns into
yeah,
Torterra.
I know now.
And then and the remakes for that generation was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, remake of Gen 2.
Which, hey man, I remember how everyone just kept complaining, and they were like, these nerds over here not putting the little thing where like Pokemon follow you and you're walking around, because that was in Gold and Silver.
It wasn't Heart Gold and Soul Silver, right? Following you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was in there. I had Groudon, dude. It felt great. But of course he couldn't fit in the building.
And then you got Gen 5, which is X and Y. And the starters there are, oh god, it's gonna be harder to do. Froakie, Fennekin, yeah, Fennekin. And the grass one is Chespin is the final one.
Chespin is the
First one?
Yes.
Oh well, I didn't.
Because I recognize that name, and I don't know of any of its evolutions.
Chestnut.
I lost track after freaking
And then-
Diamond and Pearl, dude.
No, wait, I skipped Black and White. That's Gen 5. Black,
Yeah.
White, Gen 5.
Oshawott, Snivy, and
No
the
one cares.
pig fucker that nobody likes.
Yeah, because
Looks
he's
ugly as
firefighting
fuck.
for like 3 gens in a row.
Personally, to me, I didn't pick him because he looked ugly as fuck.
And guess what the remake for that one was? Black and White 2. That's the remake for that gen.
Woo! Wow.
X and Y came out, and we said already that's Gen 6. And the remakes for that one was Omega Sapphire and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And then Sun and Moon comes out. And guess what and that's Popplio,
Cat thingy.
frick.
You're such a
Litten.
nerd, you know that?
And
Litten,
Like, oh my lord,
and
man.
and my favorite one, the grass
the owl.
bird,
Rowlets.
Rowlet. Guess what the remake for that one was? Again, the same game, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And guess what comes out next?
I wouldn't say they're remakes. They're more like just kind of like what Capcom does with Street Fighter.
Yeah.
They're just additions.
And then the thing I hated
It's
the most.
It's
Guess
full
what the next
price DLC.
Yeah.
And you would think, okay, maybe the next remake would be, Diamond and Pearl.
No one likes Diamond and
And a
Pearl.
lot of people like Diamond and Pearl.
Who?
A lot
They
of
had
people, my generation that played
Your
Pokemon.
generation's dumb. Diamond and Pearl had the worst
Fuck, are you saying your
Pokemon
generation
is
like you're like 5 years apart?
The
You guys are
only
less
thing-
than 2.
the only thing that I liked about Diamond and Pearl was Turtwig. Literally the only reason. Every other Pokemon
I
is
loved it.
garbage. You come
Luxio, my favorite one.
go walk
dude.
out in the grass, you come across Bidoof. Oh man, I love Bidoof.
No, the funny thing about Bidoof is that the whole story around Bidoof is that Arceus would go into a Bidoof and like pretend to be like a Bidoof.
I hate Bidoof. I hate all the Pokemon. All the Pokemon are just so bad and they look ugly. They suck.
I love it.
Everyone would always go for the same Pokemon. Everyone would try to get Staraptor.
Dude,
'cause
Staraptor's
Staraptor
awesome.
does dumb damage. Everyone would get like
Luxray,
freaking
dude.
get Gibbles if they can get Garchomp.
Yeah, Garchomp's
Like-
really good.
No, everyone gets the same Pokemon.
But a lot of good Pokemon come out of it. Garchomp,
Yeah.
Lucario.
Only the select few against a massive amount of trash Pokemon.
Yeah, I love that.
Not even
That's why a lot of people love that
trash
gen, because a lot of
Pokemon.
good Pokemon came out of there.
There's way better Pokemon in other generations. Way better Pokemon.
Some of my favorite ones are in black and white.
Well, that's because you played
Diamond
like.
Pearl's doo-doo.
No, but that I've still seen like the Pokemon from every generation. I just don't remember all of them.
Because I played Black and White, I'm like, I never even know this Pokemon before. Like, you guys remember
like
the Pokemon
Golem
Love
Knight.
Disc?
Yeah, I remember that. Useless, but yeah, I remember.
Or like
that.
Avalugg?
You're like,
You pro- It's Black and White. It's an ice turtle thing.
an
Ice turtle.
Okay, no, I
I-
think I know what it is.
I don't know what
I've
it
seen
is, but it sounds like one I should have.
I've seen it.
It's Avalugg.
It's exactly how he describes it. It's literally an ice turtle.
How would I have not caught one then? Because I feel like I would have caught one and used it.
I'm pretty sure it's Gen 6. Yeah, there it is. That's an Avalugg.
I have never seen that before.
I have. It's a piece of ice.
Yeah, and it's X and Y. Never mind.
Piece of shit.
Wow.
At first, you were describing something cool, and then I saw it, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't catch that shit, but I've also never seen it.
Well, I like to think it's X and Y because there's a picture of the X and Y girl.
Well, it must be X and Y, because I've never seen that thing in my life.
I feel like we should stray away from Pokemon topics. We've been talking about Pokemon for a while now.
Oh, I wanted to finish my point is of the
That
whole
it's
like saying
Terrible
the
story?
Guess what the next remake was? Not Diamond and Pearl.
Because no one likes it.
Another remake of Gen 1 and a terrible one at it too.
Yeah, man.
And
Wanna
did,
play on that
did it
nostalgia.
earn Nintendo money?
Let's go Pikachu and Eevee, dude. I still enjoyed the game.
Did it earn-
Probably because I bought it, but I enjoyed the game.
There you go.
Because I bought it.
'Cause I was one
You
of
didn't
the-
like it and you bought it. Imagine the people who
I mean,
liked it.
I liked it, but I hated the fact that they remade Gen 1 again.
Just get over the fact that they're not going to remake your garbage Diamond and Pearl.
They are eventually.
No, they won't.
Because they love money.
I hope they don't, man. Trash. What are they gonna put in there? What are they gonna do? What are they
They're gonna add the updated features.
Like,
Like,
wow,
it's
I
gonna go.
get to take
It's gonna
my,
go from 2D
I get
to
to take my
3D.
Pokemon to a freaking
Oh,
beauty
God.
pageant.
Bastard.
I get to take my Pokemon to a beauty pageant. Wow.
Let's hope that
Wow.
didn't affect my audio.
Wasn't
from
it
this
also
point
in?
forward.
Wasn't it
Wait,
also in?
Let's see. It still looks like it's good.
No, you already used.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways,
Wasn't it also in Diamond and Pearl where you get to make like those stupid muffins?
buffs, the
Yeah.
Pokebuffs.
There was nothing good in
Also-
Diamond and Pearl. It was garbage.
You want them to remake that game with all these 3D models? They can barely afford to put shit in the new one. What the
Yeah.
hell makes you think they're gonna afford to put it in?
But like they're gonna put in like the Sinnoh decks in it because they can't do. They freaking they took with the national decks because they're idiots. But anyways,
They can't afford to put that many Pokemon in.
they
Not
say
e-
they can't. But I mean,
not even
come
in a-
on.
and in
Look
the-
at the animations of the Pokemon; they're pretty brain dead.
It doesn't mean that they can just copy paste all this shit.
But anyways, all I want is 3D, like all these updated features.
And I hope it never happens.
I'll fight you, dude. I'll beat you up.
It's such a trash generation.
But you know, we've been talking about Pokemon for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Let's move on to something else. Something else we can
Cut
argue
all that
about.
out.
Huh?
You might as well cut all that out. It was a useless
Nah.
conversation.
If anyone likes Pokemon, they'll listen to that. But let's see. What's another good topic we can talk about? That'll get us
Raring.
going? Yeah, raring to go. It's all mad.
So, what's antimatter and what's dark matter? What's the difference between both of them?
That's a shit
If
topic.
antimatter touches matter, we all die. If dark matter is around, we don't die.
Why? But why were they made? Because they had.
Fuck if I know. Go ask your god.
Oh, dude! I listened to a book recently about Neil deGrasse Tyson explaining that. You know how the long conversation.
Is there a $30 Bucky Phillip in Kentucky?
Yeah, I know. There you go. Whoops.
I'm not sure if they can prove if antimatter exists.
No, the reason why they've speculated that dark matter and antimatter exist is because the law of...
I understand the dark matter of like how they think that it must exist because like a lot of equations don't work out if it doesn't exist.
The same thing with antimatter.
I don't think it does because I don't think antimatter is part of it. It's dark energy and dark matter are only things.
It might be dark energy, but he explained the fact that
dark
it has to
energy
equal
and dark
1.
matter.
It has to, like, everything has to equal 1 for it to, work out, and they could never find it, and so they introduced dark energy and dark matter.
Yeah, because they are separate things. Antimatter would potentially cause a Big Bang if it's such matter.
You guys are talking about such pointless garbage.
It is
We
pointless.
should be talking about the Feast Legends from Wendy's.
Oh my god.
Dude, Wendy's is looking pretty buff, dude.
We're talking about some actual, like, science.
But Wendy's.
But Wendy's.
Sponsor us, please.
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Hey, dude.
I've seen people
Your
with a
girl,
million
your
subscribers.
Wendy's girl pretty hot, dude.
Okay.
I've seen people with a million subscribers jokingly ask for Wendy's sponsorship, and they don't get shit. What the hell makes you think if you're one guy there watching?
Hey,
buddy.
Buddy.
I'll put a fat Wendy's
He's gonna start
banner.
Postmating. He's gonna start working at Postmates and advertise.
Well, you're saying at Postmates, more like
For Postmates.
Yeah. Feast of Legends, dude. Wendy. Telling you guys.
What's your favorite fast food joint?
Zaxby's.
What's considered fast food?
Zaxby's is giving me the
It
fastest
has to be a
food.
chain.
Has to be a chain.
Fast food chain.
Zaxby's has been the fastest I've ever gotten my food.
But like, what's considered fast food?
A chain.
That can be any chain. Okay, I love
You go in, and there's a menu on the back.
on the back.
Hey, I've been to like proper restaurants that just have
Yeah.
a menu on the.
Like, is steak and shake considered fast food? What about Olive Garden?
No, because you have to sit down and get a menu.
So it's not fast food.
No.
But I've seen restaurants where they have a menu like just
So what's
on
steak and shake
just
considered?
there.
I think it's more local.
Diner?
Like, a diner. It's a diner.
diner?
Yeah.
A diner.
Fast food, you go in there, you go to the cashier, you look at the menu behind them, then you order your food, and then you wait.
Alright then. Yeah, might probably be actually Wendy's. Because their food's actually pretty bomb. Actually, I don't know. I like Crystals as well.
My favorite burger is Hardee's, and I didn't know that until recently.
Hardee's. Look at me, I like Hardee's.
What's your favorite burger fast food? My favorite fast food burger is Hardee's, not like actual favorite burger.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
It probably still be Zaxby's.
Burger from Zaxby's?
I don't
They
know.
have some pretty dope food. Come on.
I mean, it's chicken sandwiches, but not burgers.
Well,
Well, no, they have. I mean, can you
I would still consider chicken sandwich like
No,
a
that's a
burger.
sandwich.
Well, no, I mean,
it's still
burgers, okay.
hamburger bread.
Alright.
It's still hamburger
Now a
bread.
new argument. What's considered a hamburger? What's considered a chicken sandwich?
chicken sandwich-
Is a hot dog considered a fucking sandwich? Because if it's considered a sandwich, then I can concede the chicken sandwich. If it's not, then
Hot
fuck
dogs
you.
are sandwiches.
So if I go to Subway and I tell them give me a hot dog, you'll give me a hot dog?
They don't have hot dogs.
Well, then they better start putting it on the menu. I want my dang sandwich. I want my foot-long dog.
Because my argument for it being a sandwich is that you see like Subway, they don't cut the bread completely in half. They unfold it, same thing as a hot dog bun.
You do the same thing with
You do that with a
hamburger
lot of
bread.
Yeah, exactly, and they're considered sandwiches.
Well, I mean, okay, so
Yeah,
let's start from the
so
top.
you think a
Let's start-
burger's a fucking sandwich now, huh?
Okay,
Yeah, a
no,
burger's a
okay,
sandwich.
That's what's the
okay,
problem
okay,
with considering
okay,
a chicken
yeah.
sandwich
So,
a burger.
Think of this like religion, right? But instead of religious stuff, it's food. So you got sandwich is the general like thing, right? And then it branches out. So then you got instead of just saying it's a sandwich, you say no, this is a hamburger. No, this is a
Chicken sandwich.
chicken sandwich.
This is a hot dog.
And this is a hot dog, which I
This
don't
is
even
Philly
know.
cheesesteak.
I don't even know if a hot dog is considered a sandwich. At this point, I don't care.
Here comes corn dog.
Yeah, then you got the corn dog.
That's not a sandwich.
Yeah, we know.
Tacos aren't sandwiches.
Then what's a taco?
A taco.
What's an ice cream
So
sandwich?
what goes under the branch of a taco?
Well, you have the wrapped ones, you have the standing.
What, wouldn't a wrapped one just be a burrito
Yeah,
then?
that's
Yeah.
burrito. That's
Why
why
is that a
not?
burrito?
There's a soft shell taco that's wrapped like that.
That's not a taco then. It's a burrito. So that makes no sense. It makes no sense. Oh.
Basically, well, technically, I guess, yeah, it could be considered a burrito with the taco fillings.
Then what's a burrito?
A burrito
Yes,
is
Then what
it's
goes
a-
under the consensus of a burrito?
What, isn't a burrito just kind of a taco but rolled up?
yeah.
Buddy.
So what the hell?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
This is why people shouldn't eat food anymore.
But anyways, a burger is with beef.
Does it have to be beef?
Yes.
Has to be.
Or an
Well-
alternative to beef.
Well, my alternative to beef is
Like,
chicken.
Like no, that's not what I mean. Like beef alternative.
Fuck
like,
you.
All right,
like a
all right.
veggie burger.
Let me shoot some out. Before I dropped out of college, I
Why
was
not a
thinking
veg?
about-
Why isn't it a veggie sandwich, huh?
I was thinking about making an argument about pastas, right?
Mhm.
And what's considered a pasta and what's just considered like,
Cereal.
well, not cereal, but I mean, I guess, but because like, you see, there's different types of pastas, right?
Yeah.
So there's all types. Macaroni, right? Mac and cheese.
Well,
Pasta.
pasta is the actual like the thing that's like
Well,
the
but you know,
noodles.
fuck.
It's what people consider pasta, Juan.
But no,
So,
pasta's the
what's
noodles.
okay then.
The actual what pasta is, it's the noodles. It's not the
Okay,
whole
then-
complete dish.
Then what's okay? So you're telling me if it's a completely different dish, for example, spaghetti and meatballs.
That's the type of
That's
pasta.
a type
Spaghetti. No, but spaghetti is a type of pasta.
type of pasta.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
spaghetti and meatballs. Spaghetti, the actual
What would you
noodle.
call the whole food then?
What would, yeah. What,
It's
so what's
spaghetti
the,
with marinara
what's the
sauce.
difference?
No, what would you call the whole food?
What's the yeah? What's the like? You have to think about it. These
Mhm.
all taste the same. What's the difference?
No,
Wait,
because you got mac and
no.
cheese and you got like fettuccine
hold
alfredo.
the freaking cheese, buddy. Wait. So what's the difference between just regular spaghetti and like lasagna?
Lasagna is a type of pasta.
Okay, but what's the difference? Just the fact that it's made differently?
Yes.
So it's exactly the same, just made differently.
Well, you can have egg
So
noodles,
what's-
veggie noodles.
What would that be considered under? You have two products that are exactly the same. Like, for example, pizza.
Mhm.
Pizza is literally the same garbage, but different toppings.
Mhm.
So,
Well, what would be the underlying for pasta?
yeah. Because, like, spaghetti is literally the same
It would
as
be pasta.
lasagna.
There's different types of pasta, so it would be under
So,
the pasta.
so it's
name.
under just a giant branch of the word pasta.
All the noodles and
So,
all
like,
the.
then you have things like Alfredo.
Which is Alfredo's the sauce.
Like,
Fettuccine's the
like
actual noodle.
No, chicken Alfredo,
Mhm.
right? You've eaten it before, right?
Yes.
So what? That's pasta, right?
The
Is it a
the
pasta?
noodles. It's
But is it a
fettuccine.
pasta?
The fettuccine is the
How
pasta.
did you guys start?
Oh my lord, I don't even know anymore, man.
Because it's 6:50.
Yeah, it's 6:50.
Well, anyways,
Openings here for over an hour.
we had technical difficulties. Go.
Bye bye.
We've been going for an hour. We're gonna go for an hour, like hour 50 or 60 something like that.
Now we're gonna have to cut it.
If you want to get about the same length of last time, with everything has to be cut, you probably want to go to 210. Honestly.
Like, I don't even know, man.
Well,
There's all these arguments about food that I don't get.
Well, let's go back to Eric.
Let's go back, Eric. You got anything that juicy, delish we can argue about?
Not that I know of.
Nothing at
What
all?
came first, the chicken or the egg?
Okay. Well,
The-
we can.
I'd say egg,
Yeah, the egg.
because of mutation.
Yeah.
Evolution.
The chicken egg would have come first, and then the chicken would have been born from it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
What laid the egg?
the thing that mutated into the chicken.
Yeah.
Thing that mutated into the chicken. So
Yeah.
you're telling me there was something that birthed the chicken without even knowing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have been pretty traumatic, honestly.
It's like if you had like a deformed baby, basically.
I was gonna say it's
Deformed
like those birds that go into like I think it's like a robin's nest and eat the egg and replace it with their own, and then that thing has to.
A cockadoo? Or no, it's
I don't-
a mimic. Something I forgot what's name.
I
It's,
don't- I
it's a
don't-
really weird name.
I don't even know.
All I know is like there's like a little bird, and it like sometimes this big bird comes, steals its egg, replaces it with its own egg that's like twice the size,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it has to raise this
Yeah, there's
fat ass
I forgot.
bird that's like twice its size already at birth.
it's a really weird name.
I don't remember its name either.
Yeah, that's the sort of stuff nature aspires to become.
Nature's messed up.
Nature's scary.
Nature is scary.
Nature is natural.
Nature's savage.
Well, it's in the name of natural.
Yeah, it's
nature.
naturally savage.
Here's a good one. Apple or Samsung?
Whatever the fuck you
Apple or
want.
Android, I mean.
Whatever the fuck you want to use. It, honest to God, does not matter so long as you use it for what the hell you need it for.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm in Samsung camp.
I don't care. Man.
Apple's for babies who don't know how to use devices.
At the same front, is like it doesn't matter what you use it for. Like if we both only used it to text, would it matter what we had?
Actually, yes, it would.
Because iMessage.
Yeah. With texting on this.
Say we only message people with the same phone.
That's iMessage. And iMessage has its own environment. That's why it's hard for people to leave it. That's why it's hard people to have who has a lot of Apple friends they have their own Apple device is because they have iMessage. You can do a lot more with iMessage than you can do with regular SMS.
Because texting.
Because they want to keep.
Boy, is there a time where you won't interrupt?
I'm sorry, go.
Because the reason why I'm saying texting can be annoying depending on your device is, for example, this piece of garbage. The Huawei, the Hawaii, whatever you want to call it. This freaking Chinese spy phone, according to Trump or whatever. You can't text in groups with more than 10 people.
It's older phones. My phone does it too. So if you get like a newer updated phone, it would be
That
fine.
makes no sense because this phone came out like 2 years ago. So what's your excuse?
It's crappy.
Yeah, it's a piece of garbage phone. And so like I can't chat with people that like 10 people in one group, can't do that. And then for some reason sometimes I'll get the same text twice for no reason. Like obviously you didn't send it to me twice, you didn't just copy paste and send it twice. No, it just pops up twice on my feed. Makes no sense. And then well, that's just for texting. There's other general issues that annoy me. Oh my lord. I hate these phones. I hate phones in general sometimes.
I think just overall, it's just whatever the hell you're either your preference or what you need.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like either one doesn't really matter. Sort of like getting an Xbox or PlayStation is like, sure, they have their exclusives, but if you just want to play like the general games that come out, it doesn't really matter which one you get.
Speaking of games, what do you fap to, Eric?
That is not related at all. And and
Hey, we said what we fap to.
We did.
Oh, I said vanilla. What do you fap to?
Was it sorry on the first podcast?
Yeah, but I don't think you gave an answer.
I could have sworn I did. I don't remember if I did or not. What do I fap to? Just about anything.
Okay. What about you, Eric?
I don't think I've ever watched anything that would not be considered normal.
Because normal for you might be different from normal for somebody else.
Well, I'm going off of the general populace, not
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Normal for me,
Well,
like-
normal for Pornhub's incest.
pretty much.
Oh, Mom, you looking pretty sick there.
Or, oh, Daddy, Oh, man. Pornhub's got some weird crap.
They're appealing to Alabama.
They really are. But I remember I saw a thing about Pornhub not too long ago about how they got a spike in Borderlands 3 searches on their website.
Obviously, when the
Yeah.
game come out, they gotta think of all the girls in the game.
Yeah, well the thing is, like, a lot of the characters in there are already characters you've seen before in the previous Borderlands games.
Well, it's probably just because, like, since the game came out, it inspired people that made not so goody two-shoes stuff.
Speaking of not so good two-shoe stuff, who would give the best head? Brittany, Janet, or the third one or anything?
I don't know either.
Chip-
From the
the
first,
Chipettes.
Oh,
the
the Chip-
first name
Did we
only
already
made.
answer this?
No, we didn't do it. It was with our personal group with Kendall. Who would give best head? Brittany, Janet, or the green girl? I'd say Janet.
I don't know who the hell he's talking
He's
about.
talking about the Chipettes from Alvin and the Chipmunks, the female counterpart. Which one would you bang, is basically.
Also, do you want to go off the picture, or do you want to go off by what do you think?
They're like 3 inches tall. I could punt them.
Okay, there's a picture because they're going off
So
what their
just-
face is made.
So just imagine, right?
I don't think
You
I
just
want to
have
see this.
large anthropomorphic chipmunk woman. You have 3 to choose from, and you're forced to bang one of them. Which one?
I think I'd kill myself.
Yeah, I can't blame you, but he wants an answer.
This was a thing that was contested a lot. Hopefully, I find the right picture. can go through some weird stuff here. You guys continue talking when I look for it.
Alright, let's see here.
FBI is gonna have some fun with this one.
Oh yeah, they're already looking. They're like, wow, look at this kid. Looking at the chipettes, smacking his Johnson. What a dirty boy.
Oh, my safety filter's off. I mean on.
Good.
I can't see all the
Just keep it that way.
sexual stuff.
Let me see. Let's see if Twitter has any good news that we can talk about. Or if actually. Or think,
Is there anything you want to talk about, Eric?
Yeah, is there anything you want to talk about? Anything that's grinding your gears that you just want to let out?
That fucking game developers are pieces of shit, and goddamn, they piss me off with their microtransactions. Because it feels like they're stripping so much of the game so they can throw it in as microtransactions.
Well, yeah, that's how they make money now.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Eleanor, that's her name.
they're making a lot of money from it, but they're ruining the game experience.
That's why
like
everything's moving to freemium, which I hate.
like I enjoyed in like just a few years ago when microtransaction wasn't as big, that if I saw something in a game that I wanted, I could work towards it. I could spend like a month working towards it, but I know I'm making progress. Nowadays, it's like there might be something in the game I want, and I can maybe earn loot boxes to try to get it, but there's dog shit. There's dog shit chances of me getting it that I feel like I'm making no progress no matter how much I play. So there's no fun in playing. That's one of the reasons I actually still play Warframe every once in a while. It's because like I can still make progress in that. It might not be a lot of progress, but
yeah, it definitely is not a lot of progress.
Like
Warframe's slow.
My progress it rose sharply after the first few sorties that I did because I got a legendary core and managed to sell that for 500 plat, and then from that onward, I ended up like just sort of steamrolling with sales in the trade chat and managed to bring myself like on par to be like a step below the top players. Then I kind of stagnated there because just as time went on, selling stuff in the trade chat has become harder because everyone just wants ribbons, and God, I'm sad. I have like 15 ribbons and no one wants to buy any of them because they're all shitty.
I have one too, but I'm not even sure if I want to get rid of it.
I have some that I have for me and guns that I use, but a good amount of them are just for shitty weapons, so no one wants to buy them. And
everyone just wants to get like really lucky with their ribbons.
Everyone is like, wanting to buy God Roll Dread Ribbon,
yeah.
And I'm just like, no one has any.
Of course not.
So it's like,
you have such a slim chance.
Anytime a weapon comes out, the ribbons for that always sell for at least 500, if not more. Just because, like, when they first come out, they have a neutral ribbon disposition, which means, like, their stats they're not bad, they're not good, but they can get God rolls. But, God, when a new weapon comes out, that's when you really want to pop ribbons to try to get them.
Yeah, that's it.
I forgot what I was saying.
His mind went, ooh.
No, I was just like, why?
New weapon comes out, ribbon.
Yeah, but then, like, after they change the ribbon dispositions, typically they lower it 1 to 1 or 2, but the ribbons that people once had become shit, and then no one wants to buy ribbons for those weapons anymore.
Okay, well, speaking of ribbons, who gives best head?
Right one almost looks like he's suffering. So
That's Janet, that's Eleanor, and that's Brittany. Don't ask why I know the names, but
because you're a dirty boy who looks at Rule 34.
No, it's because
you dirty dog.
Probably the left one, because he's having to hold on to the chair in the back. The other two have their hands on their side.
It's just that good, apparently.
One person said it was Eleanor because, one, Alvin likes to fake that he's the biggest boss. a lot, and then also is that she's the chunkiest, so she knows how to really suck.
He's saying that fat girls know how to suck knob.
Yeah.
At least I'm being consistent with my statement from earlier because I said no chunk.
No chunk.
Yeah, so I'm being
Well,
consistent.
Janet for me is always the hottest one. But let's not ignore the whole picture ahead. Who do you think is the hottest of the three? Do you not know how they look like?
No, and I don't want to know.
Janet, all the way.
When you were first saying names, I thought you were talking about other people because the first name you said,
It's Brittany.
yeah.
Brittany, bitch. Remember that
You have to
person?
censor that.
Yeah, weep.
Mama YouTube doesn't like.
Mommy Wojcicki.
Yeah.
It doesn't like anyone. If you don't have
Well,
over
do
a
we have
million
another
subscribers
do we have-
and appeal to people underage.
Not even that, dude.
Do we have anything we can talk about, or are we done?
Huh. Oh, I can talk about all types of stuff, buddy. Let me tell you.
Let's. I mean, I think we've covered a lot of things today.
Boy, we've covered Pokemon.
Yeah,
For
we have
half
30
an hour.
minutes. Yeah, we got 30 minutes of
What do you mean we
Pokemon.
covered a lot? We covered nothing but Pokemon.
And it was mostly you talking about Pokemon.
Yeah, that was
No!
It was literally you talking the whole time about
Eric
Pokemon.
talk a lot
Not
about Pokemon.
once did I hear Eric have a chance to speak against.
We'll
you.
see in the video.
No, it's not about we'll see. It's about the fact I watched both of you and you talked the whole time about Pokemon. You're going through each generation, talking about each of their starters.
Talking about some fucking
Yeah.
multiverse
And then he's
shit.
complaining about how, oh my god, they're not remaking my channel.
For 30 minutes, and we were only
Yeah.
like at an hour and
30
15.
minutes.
That's almost
I don't
half.
think it's 30 minutes.
It,
It's like
buddy, you
20.
went on for a while. It felt like 30 minutes, I'll tell you that.
But speaking of Pokemon.
Let's go back to
What's-
religion and politics.
Oh, okay.
It's more
Do
entertaining.
you know what?
Do you have any favorable candidates that are running?
The only one I know about is Andrew Yang, and that's only because
Philip.
it was brought up earlier
Well,
at the fire.
I'm
when
not
you guys
gonna
were talking about inflation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Yang. I love the Yang Gang, but I'm not gonna talk for him because I don't really have enough information to actually.
Oh,
I don't have the.
he doesn't want to talk for him when he's on the podcast, but when he's off the podcast, he apparently
Yeah, he'll
knows
talk shit.
everything. He knows everything.
I was
about
also drunk,
him. Okay, your freaking point being.
so I was also trying to weigh in. But if I was regular, I would want to show you like videos explaining how each process and why your complaints, which are good complaints, why would them not really matter? Like it would matter, but it like why would it not be curved?
I know he wants to privatize. Will make privacy property.
Yeah, he wants to make your data. He wants you.
It'd be too complicated.
He wants to make your data where because companies make thousands of dollars off of people's data.
Oh, yeah.
So he wants to make it to where if you can turn on something saying, I want my data to be private, or I want to get some of the money back from the data that people are getting off of me.
It would cost more money to give you the money than it would to not get the money.
I don't think it would matter because, like, first off, I don't think such a thing would be possible. Right?
It wouldn't be because like, what if we talk online? That's one of the things in an article. So I was like, if we talked online, who owns that?
I guess you're right, but then again,
I think it's more generalized as in like your web browser when you connect to the internet, all the data you do, like every click you do and everything like that. It's more general than just like the specifics.
That could still affect quite a few things, and like with other people to still have disputes of like, well, who owns it?
Well,
And what if someone gets on your computer and does stuff? Do they own it even though it was your computer, or do you own it because it was your computer?
there's obviously gonna be complications, but like I said,
Yeah.
I would have to
we
pull
have
up.
to refine those complications.
I would have to look up because he goes actually with all his policies, he goes through every actual like. Because if you go to his website, he explains everything that everybody said to counter to each of his policies, which he has like 150 policies. One of the policies he wants to put in is removing the penny.
Removing the penny.
I'm all on board for that because goddamn, dude, they get everywhere all over my desk.
Oh, they remove it because we waste more money on making penny than we actually get from it.
Because
all the copper
throws them.
I think it'd be a lot simpler if we just had everything that we paid for actually just round out to a whole number. Then we wouldn't have to use coins. We just use bills. It'd be so much easier. But no,
We would lose a lot of money
like
from that though, honestly.
58 or some crap. And so like, okay.
I would just like it if it rounded off
in the
to
tens.
yeah,
or in the-
5s,
either- or
10s, or
10s, yeah.
25s. I would
Yeah.
even be fine with rounding at 25s.
Any whole number, man.
any number, just any number that there's another coin for it aside from a penny.
Yeah.
Because they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
If you go to a store and your change is like 99 cents, if they say it's 99 cents, it's like, I don't want that. Just give me 3 quarters and I'll leave.
Or just keep the change.
I want the damn 3 quarters. There are vending machines that I can use them on.
But what's another one of his policies that is pretty good. You also got the UBI, but I would have to. If I was gonna argue for the UBI, I would have to actually have all the information so I can counter your guys' argument. But or address your concerns.
It just literally proves that he's only going for Yang because of the $1,000.
Oh my god.
Because you just told us you don't know anything about
I do know everything about it, but I don't want to argue it and sound like, because I won't bring
you
up.
You don't know enough. If you
I know a lot about it.
No.
Okay,
Obviously,
fine
no,
then.
Because this is how it works, right?
Okay, let's argue about it. Okay,
This is
give me
how-
one of your concerns about
This
it.
is how it works, right? Let me just, before we start arguing about this garbage, it's kind of like with learning and teaching, right? If you're not capable of speaking about a subject in clear words and explain it to somebody, you obviously don't know it well enough. So if you can't argue for him, you obviously don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, let's argue
You're
about
just accepting
it.
the fact that
Okay,
he put out
what's
statistics.
one of your concerns?
Okay, so let's go with the one thing that probably everyone's
How are
wanting
we
to...
gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the one thing everyone talks about is, oh, he's gonna give $1,000 to like everybody, like spread it out, whatever. Go ahead and tell me why that would work.
Why that would work?
Why?
Well, like, there's many reasons. There's many things that it's gonna benefit.
Explain the main argument around it.
Okay, a lot of people argue like how he's gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
And how he's gonna pay for it. What the main thing? There's other little things that marginally it's gonna help pay for it, but the main thing is the VAT tax. Well, not the VAT tax. The VAT or the value added tax. Because if you say VAT tax, you're saying value added tax. But the main thing is that he's gonna tax every process, every mile, every Google click, and that's gonna help pay for it, and it's gonna be up in like the 800 billions of dollars. And the reason why he's doing this is because companies like Amazon and Netflix, they pay 0 in taxes, and so that's just sucking up money that's not going back into the U.S.
Well, to counter that, I don't know about Amazon, right? I know like they're doing their own thing, but with Netflix, like I can understand why they would want to be taxed because they're already going downhill. Like they're having trouble paying for a lot of the stuff they're making.
Mm-hmm.
So if they try and tax Netflix just won't exist within the next few years because they won't be able to pay for everything.
Well, I'm just talking about
You're
all
literally just arguing against Netflix. The one thing you use a lot.
No, I'm not arguing against Netflix. I'm just saying that they're paying 0 in taxes.
Yeah, which is a good thing because they're already.
That's not a good thing.
It is because they're already having trouble paying for all
It's
their
not a
shows.
good
It's
thing.
good for them. It's not necessarily
Good for the
good for the
country.
general
Yeah, it's
populace.
not good for the country, but it's good for them because they're already.
Yeah, but I'm not. We're not for them.
No, I'm just saying Netflix is already having their own trouble paying stuff.
I would.
And if you try and tax them, even like for the fact that they're not being taxed, it's only gonna make it worse for them.
I would say
you
they,
won't have
they
a
should.
Netflix. 'cause
They
won't
should
be able
just
to pay.
have a bigger tax on bigger companies rather than.
Well, that's you're talking more of a wealth tax. But the thing is,
Well, yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a proper thing because, like,
Well,
what the
no,
hell are
the
the rich
thing
people
is with the
doing?
wealth tax, they can move their like where their earnings are from different places. That's what main concern. Because there's 2 people who want a wealth tax. Elizabeth Warren, which is the new front runner, she wants a wealth tax. But the thing is, that's gonna cause
So you're
like
against
they can dodge around that. They can
And
easily
you're
maneuver.
expecting them not to dodge around.
Because the bad tax, they're taxing every step of the way.
But again, you're acting like these companies aren't gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a loophole. You're acting like they're just gonna let it
always
slide.
going to find a way to get around it. They will, even if it reduces it
that's-
by $1,
Yeah,
they'll find it.
yeah. If they can,
pay.
if
But the
they
thing
can
is-
find $1
And no,
more
there's
in their
gonna be-
pockets,
and the
they're
thing
gonna
is,
take
he
as
sets
many
up-
of those dollars as they
But
can.
what he what the main thing is, the VAT tax is also just a stepping stone. The thing is, he wants it to where it's not just capitalism to just support these big companies. It's more human-centered, where it incentivizes companies to be better to the general public. Like if they want a
don't-
tax break,
No.
that means that there'd be less like
Hold on.
emissions.
Hold on. If you put a tax on a company, they increase their prices so they can pay that tax by charging it to their customers.
But the thing is, that's not gonna happen.
Yes,
If you look at statistics, because he talks about the actual numbers, he does the actual math.
Which you don't know any of it, apparently.
Trump has been going about and making like imports, taxing them. Companies have been raising their prices because of that.
But this is different, Eric.
No, how is it different? How is one?
Okay, you can go back to saying like I don't really know everything about it. I know a lot about it, but obviously I don't have the statistics and the numbers on me. I don't know enough. Yeah, it's the thing with Philip is that he didn't know enough either, and it's kind of annoyed me when he started talking about it because I'm like, I support this guy, but he's not.
Know enough.
Yeah, like I said, if I was gonna
you're trying to support
thing, but you're not sobering up from it because if you have a little bit of knowledge, but not all of it, you think you know enough. If you have enough knowledge, you think you don't know enough.
Yeah. Literally what you did. Like me, I can admit, like I don't know ding dong.
But
yeah,
I'm saying,
like, I will admit that, like,
but,
it's
no,
possible
hearing,
this VAT tax could be very good because I don't know exactly how it could go.
Like hardcore, like people who are lives all about studying the economy, how is it happening? They even say the UBI would be a way better thing than a wealth tax.
Well, I personally think it would be better rather than having this VAT tax going to giving people money and probably using it to help out the healthcare system. So that people, because like if they did it that way, it would of individual people who need that money that to help pay for like their medications, it would cut off a little bit of the damage, financial damage, but it's not going to alleviate it enough.
Well, it's not just the healthcare. It's to help people not be as like it's to make people where they can actually do more things.
But here's the thing: like, say of 10 people, 4 of them we're gonna use that 1,000 for medications. The other 6 just have that 1,000. Why not have all that money go towards the people who not only those 4, but other people as well, and just help alleviate as much of it because in this country. Healthcare is dog shit.
But that's not the.
It is dog.
But that's not the only problem we have, and that's the UBI is of course not the cure all. It's not the duct tape of everything. It's to help alleviate many families who not just have the healthcare problem. There's also other bills that they can't afford. Like say the car breaks down, but they're living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford to fix their car. What they're gonna do? It's to help get people not as sad.
This sounds more like a personal problem than it does an actual
like
worldwide problem.
No, but UBI has been studied and actually it improves household household it proves.
Yeah, look. He doesn't even know. He doesn't know.
It's been proven where it helps.
He choked up. He couldn't even spit it out.
Oh my god.
The closest thing to a UBI that we have now is like the Social Security.
Yeah.
And
which
even
is garbage.
Well, no, it's garbage. But the UBI is different. Like it's been proven in other like small studies where it improves like children's. I'm not saying the right term. I'm not using the right.
He doesn't know.
But I'm not using the right terminology. I'm thinking like improves the child's grades. That's not the right terminology I need to
Are
use.
you trying to like say that they're gonna pay for like better education or something?
It makes families have better education. It makes
That's
families.
literally what I just said.
Yeah.
That's literally what I just said.
Yeah, exactly. It
Okay,
improves.
So basically,
It improves people's lives in general.
He's trying to give $1,000 to everyone, so that way
Above
they
the age of 18.
So that way above the age of 18 to help with basically everything.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand either.
Like, for me, I'm horrible at explaining this.
So like,
I'm horrible at explaining it. I'm sorry for that. I would have to pull up a video of like actual people who went through it and actually explained it 100% well. Because I'm not using the right terminology. I'm not using the 100% facts. I don't have the actual numbers on me, and that's because I don't have a good memory. But I would have to pull up a video of a person actually explaining.
I mean, I'd argue that you do have a good memory. It's just
Well, I have
it's
selective.
stuff more on anime.
Yeah, it's selective, man. It's a
Very selective memory.
Because you can talk to me, I forget immediately what you said, but I can remember a random quote from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I typically remember stuff from the stories I read a lot better, but in general purpose stuff and education, I forget them all immediately.
Same.
So that,
I'm just
but
saying,
during stories I enjoy,
after
I
the
don't forget the
podcast,
details.
I'll show you an actual video explaining this thing.
I'm just saying, 1K to everybody. Why not just 1K into the education and the healthcare? Boom. There you go. There you go. Why give it to the people when you can give it to the ones that are supposed to?
Well, he's also gonna improve. He also has plan. He has a. The thing is, some candidates only have like a few policies that they run on, but he has 150 improving a bunch of different, even like small stuff and also big stuff.
All right, maybe Andrew Yang will have answers for what I'm about to say. So, for example, give the 1K to people for what was it, to help pay for like.
It's basically it's to improve people's life. That's his main thing is to improve people's life.
So like to help pay if someone needs healthcare, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's one of the.
So here's the first thing. Why give people 1K to help pay, for example, healthcare when we could just make healthcare?
Because we know it doesn't work. We know it does. This type of stuff doesn't work. And there's people has like the Medicare. 2 people have Medicare for all. It's Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders.
So free healthcare wouldn't work.
The thing is, the way they're doing it is really bad. I think he wants also free healthcare, but in a better way. The way they do it is really bad. Is that they're gonna just make it one program, everyone has the same program because they're socialism. Everyone has the same program. The thing is, people want better programs, and people have better like Medicare programs that they're paying more for. But if they go through and they put that in, all their stuff they pay for is gonna go away, and they're on the same level like Medicare plan as everyone else.
Let's shoot over to education now, right? It's pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure even Andrew Yang knows it, that like having to pay for college is a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
It sucks. You lose a lot of money for so little.
Like I said before,
and you're not guaranteed to be able to make it back.
The 3 main things that cause inflation is college, healthcare, and housing.
Well, housing, I understand, but like college.
Because it used to be college, you could work at a part-time job, and you can pay for it. Now it's like
you have to like bust your nuts to pay for college.
Yeah.
So, I personally believe college should just be free. But like, everyone. Like, I remember one of our comrades, I'm pretty sure you might know who he is, said that like, the people that just want free college just want to get a free degree, which I can understand what he's going by with that.
It's the same thing.
So what I'm thinking is, obviously make it free, but make it harder for them to actually get it, so that way they have to try.
Yeah, like a GPA base, like the Hope Scholarship.
Yeah, like,
both the requirements to enter into a college should be raised, as well as like the standard of the classes.
But just make it free.
Well,
the fact that if it's free, people will obviously consider actually going because they'll have to pay for it. And then also the fact that the college, like I said, if they just increase the difficulty of actually achieving these goals, will obviously make them smarter. They'll be actually intelligent.
Yeah.
But no, people are stupid because
it's not even that. People don't want people to, like, more conservative people don't want people to go to colleges because what happens is people go to college and become more liberal, and that's why.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, a lot of conservative people don't want people to go to college.
Just go to college and get a degree in something you love, alright? Let's say you can't get what you love at college, and then just bust your nuts to go after what you love.
Yeah.
But oh my lord, college...
It's too expensive.
It's dumb. It's expensive. Medical, anything
is dumb and expensive.
Yeah.
Everything that's having a problem with this country is because it's
dumb
too
and
expensive.
Yeah. It's because
we just need to move to Canada, boys.
Capitalism here is more like fuck all these poor people. I'm gonna get all the money.
The rich get richer and the poor
gets
poor.
Yeah. That's what's happening in this country right now.
I don't get it, man.
I think I'm like in the middle, so I could hoping I can push the barrier. I don't want to get massively rich.
The middle
I just want
class
to live
is
comfortably.
it's getting shorter. Like the gap between like the middle class is getting smaller and smaller and smaller each year.
I just want to be able to live a comfortable life. It doesn't have to be a rich life.
It has to be extravagant.
Yeah.
It just has to be
like
nice home.
I honestly,
nice family,
I wouldn't mind
nice
if it was just like if I just had like a one-room
Occasional
apartment, so long as I didn't have to like struggle to keep that apartment. If I could just live there and then decide like I'm not gonna do anything for like a month and still be secure there, I would be fine.
It's the whole apartment thing also sucks because your owner can renegotiate your price for the for the apartment every year.
That's why you should try to get into as long a lease as you can.
Yeah.
For
The thing is, they can
The same price.
renegotiate, and then sometimes you can be fucked where like your job is like
I mean,
close.
I was just giving an example.
Yeah, but
that-
I was just trying to say like that's why in housing is the other reason for inflation.
This is why we're known as the comrades, man. Screw capitalism.
I think okay, I know this is gonna go into the comrade way, but I think human-centered capitalism is the best because it takes both and makes own like.
I just ideally I'd want the general, like the most people to for their lives to improve, not because like for the goodwill, but because then I don't have to live around a bunch of shitty people.
Yeah.
That's what the whole thing about the UBI is like. If we can lift up those people, then they will be less shitty.
They don't. That's not guaranteed though.
But it's been proved like through study.
Yeah.
Right?
But through studies, it's been proven. And the reason why people use drugs.
Proven where? Not here.
No,
Obviously.
no,
Yeah,
they-
and here it's
no,
pretty
there's-
fucked up. So
I know they've done studies here, and the whole drug thing. They did the study in, like I said before. We talked about this before. In Portugal, they had a horrible drug problem, and what they did, they changed it from a crime to where it's more of an illness, and they made all drugs legal, and their crime rate and their drug rate went down.
well, you have to think one reason of that is because it's no longer a crime.
Mm.
So that's immediately gonna drop it just because they're not arresting them.
But the thing is, it's also like deaths from drug overdose went like completely down. Like drug abuse has went down.
I think it was Sweden or some place where like they had a place where for heroin addicts to go in, and they would give them heroin and clean needles so that they won't just fuck themselves up on
Yeah.
their own. And they would also help them get
Well,
jobs and stuff.
that's what-
like if they did that sort of stuff in the U.S., it'd be good.
yeah,
but
they're
not
treated
gonna,
more like an illness.
yeah. But I don't feel like they're gonna do it anytime soon.
I mean, there's a lot of arguing back and forth, and so nothing gets done.
It's sort of just because the U.S. was made that way, so that because back in the day it took like a few months for people
Yeah,
for the
people
states to communicate.
actually compromise back then. Now it's either my way or the highway.
Well, no, even back then they were my way or the highway. But the problem was that they would shout their way, and they wouldn't hear back from the other states for about half a year or so. So they couldn't just say my way and implement it. They had to say my way and then wait for like a year, maybe two, maybe more, and then they'd get a reply from enough people to be like, all right, well, let's start negotiating. And that would still the process would just repeat itself. It'd take long for everyone to agree. However, now we have the internet, we have phones, they can talk from anywhere in the US, but they still decided to keep the same system that makes them wait for like a year before they can get shit done.
It's also very corrupt because of lobbyists, and also they like to sneak in little laws.
That's why I'm saying.
That's why-
we need to overthrow our government and form a communist government.
I do think there
Because-
should be a government reform, but
That's
not
what-
enough people are. A lot of people would like it, not enough people would
Actually
like take
do
up
it.
arms to do it.
Well, the only one that can actually do it is people who don't get funded by big companies. It's people who start out with just the people paying for them. Bernie Sanders is doing that, and Andrew Yang is doing that, and I think Elizabeth Warren is
Well,
also doing
I
that.
feel like you could achieve it if you just if someone just dedicated themselves to rallying up the common people
That's what
they're not
That's a shame
they're not
the
necessarily
common
doing
people
that. They're
don't.
getting the voters to try to vote them in so they can change it from the inside. But I feel like what's necessary is for people to just straight up go in there and take it down and rebuild it anew. But no one's gonna do
I
that.
just feel like America's literally.
Well, that's
just
because
turned-
we would die.
They're part of the United States is that if the government becomes unsuitable to govern its people, they're supposed to rise up, take it down, and replace it with something that'll actually govern it properly. But people still feel like it can fix itself, so they just keep electing politicians they think are gonna be able to fix it, rather than looking at their own history that's telling
That's
them.
why Trump got in.
Well, yeah, because people are just saying they'll
We need-
fix it. We don't
No,
have.
Trump's not a politician. It's the reason he got in is because people want something different.
Well, yeah, they want the system to change, but they don't want to. They don't know how to, so they're not bothering to try to take it down, which is smart because
that happened
they're
in
not.
France.
Yeah,
Because they destroyed the king and then they crumbled because they didn't know what to do after they killed the king.
Yeah, because the king was a dingus.
But they killed him. But they did like, what do we do now?
well, it was better than leaving the king, honestly.
Yeah. But
Because it's not like they were doing any better.
I'm just telling you, like, America's slowly turning into Rome. It's like, we're getting to the point where we're gonna peak, everyone's dumb, and then it's gonna slowly crumble. America's
Yeah,
gonna
you can
die.
see that happening every day.
Everyone you come across doesn't know anything. They're all idiots.
It's because
I
it's
can
too.
even admit I'm pretty dumb
It's too.
myself.
It's because it's too much information.
Yeah, there's a lot of information. It's like, who do you trust?
Mm.
Who do you trust? All this news and stuff, they're all like biased, and it's like, who do I listen to for like accurate?
I do
information?
both. I listen to both sides, and then I get my information
Like that's
from
the
what I
thing
can
with
think.
Andrew Yang. Like
Well,
I want
you
to believe
can't
that he
even
can
try
actually
that.
help the country,
Mhm.
but like.
The thing is,
how
news
can I-
media-
how can I
here's the
believe
thing,
his
like,
statistics? How do I believe it?
Because-
Even that, like, if someone says, "Oh, I want to become president for the good of all," I still can't believe them because there's no way they don't have any self-interest in there.
Yeah.
No, but-
There's something they want out of it.
See,
They
the
don't
thing
want to
is,
help everyone.
He's the reason why he never wanted to become president as growing up. The reason why he wants to is because he sees how the government and how the country is like, oh, this is fucked. We're fucked, and he doesn't want to leave
You're
the.
gonna have to bleep that.
He has kids, so he's like, I don't want to leave the country the way it is now to my kids because they're the future. So that's why he wants to go in there and change stuff.
Well, there are other presidents that have had children too, and I'm sure they want the best for their kids. They still don't
But the
think
thing
it's
is,
worth
he,
it. They
he
try
never wanted to
improve
be
their own
president.
lives.
He never wanted to be president.
That doesn't change anything.
Hey, Trump didn't necessarily want to be
Yeah,
president.
Trump
He used it
literally
as
didn't wanna be
he wanted to
Oh, yeah.
use it as
Oh,
promotion,
nowadays,
and
yeah,
he's president.
People go for presidency because they have things they want to do. But I believe him in the way what he says, where he wants to go in there and
It's
actually make changes.
It's possible that's true. I can't believe him because I refuse to believe people won't do something in almost entirely their own self-interest. In such a
I mean, he
position,
probably does
like,
have
in such a
something, but-
position of power. I think the proportionate amount of their benefit versus other benefits is going to be highly for their benefits, not other people's.
I mean, from the policies and from what he said, you can get what he generally wants.
Well,
and the thing is, like, people from left and right like him.
But the thing is, like, he really, no matter what policies he says that he wants to implement,
Some of it's hard to be coming.
Congress is the one who has to really
Yeah.
make it,
Yeah.
and then he
Well,
gets
there's
to
also
veto it or
presidential,
sign
like,
it.
There's something I forget what it's called.
Executive order.
Executive
But
order.
they're not gonna let him go.
No, they're not gonna let
Yeah,
him.
they're not gonna let him go in there and sign like 150 things through
I
executive.
know,
order.
I know.
Like if you do if a president does an executive order, everyone
putting
looks
the-
at them.
Yeah, they're putting
Like-
their life on the line.
Yeah, like everyone looks at them and says, "You're almost dictating stuff
Yeah.
there. You're
You're
being a
almost-
The
dictator."
thing is, he
And, like, the
believes that
judici-
UBA would actually pass.
The Supreme Court could just straight up say, "Oh, we're gonna have to stop you
Whoa,
there."
buddy, hold
like
up.
you've done 3 executive orders. That's a lot for a president.
There's
we're
a
gonna have to stop
president
you
that
there.
like over 100.
I don't know what
forgot.
I
Maybe
don't
back
remember
in
what
the
the
days of
number
old.
is. I don't remember what the number is, but I do know that like if they start doing the minute they do one executive order, it's already a bit of a concern.
Yeah, everyone's gonna see that.
But
on the
he
news.
thinks that you guys actually gonna get passed or his freedom dividend is because one,
That's a lot of confidence.
the Democrats were like, oh, we won, we beat Trump, and then the conservatives, I forgot what he said. Oh my god, I can't explain this well. My memories fucking sucks. I'm sorry, my memory's like really bad.
It's gonna be a long beep.
I'm just saying.
I can stretch it out, but we've been going for an hour and 40 now.
We almost have enough proportionate amount of Pokemon to other topics.
Oh my god. But yeah, like I said, I'll show you some stuff about Andrew Yang so I can actually be better. And that way, if once you actually get all the information, all the correct information, you can actually argue better than what I'm trying to argue.
Anything I have to say, right, is
Mhm.
that high school definitely taught me one thing, right?
Don't
I'm
trust anyone? Mm.
definitely not smart. I'm a dum-dum. But I do have street smarts. And street smarts goes a long way with politics. And that also goes with high school. And the one thing is that it doesn't matter how smart you are, because popularity is the one thing that matters.
Yeah.
He's getting really popular because of the way.
Trump got
Because
popular, and look where he's at.
But the
And
thing
it
is,
also has
Yang
has to
was
do
popular.
with I don't remember exactly how it works, but like if they have a good financial backing into their campaign, that also affects it a lot.
Yeah, it's also that too. That's
So-
why people get a lot of money from. The thing is, all the ways he get his money is from donations.
That's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, that's
He is gonna be in a bad shape for the presidential run if he is just taking donations.
unless someone that is just ridiculously popular.
Like,
Or that has fat stacks.
a company needs to get behind him and start sponsoring him, not
Well,
the
Elon
people who are
Musk
gonna
said
vote.
the one he wants to win is Andrew Yang.
Well, then you better start
maybe.
sponsoring him, otherwise he's not gonna win.
Yeah,
Mm.
because like most of the presidents who have the biggest chances of winning have a lot of people sponsoring them.
Yeah, they have money.
Well, Bernie Sanders, he doesn't have any company backing him, and he raised 25.8 million in this recent. Of course, Trump made like 50 million, but that he had a lot of companies backing him because
they back a president who they think is the best for
them,
themselves. Because
yeah.
like if that president wins, they'll probably do something that'll benefit my company. So I'm gonna try to get his name out there as much as
obviously
possible.
Bernie was popular. Cough, cough. Free college and weed. So everyone was like, "What? Yes, sign me up."
Yeah, we definitely want our company associated with that.
I'm guessing a lot of the people that voted for Bernie were about like a lot of young adults, and then all the ones that opposed him were like
the older
older gen.
Yeah.
Older people are more likely to vote.
Yeah, older people. But the thing is, now that Trump's in and all that, a lot of Andrew Yang got a lot of younger people to vote.
If he can get
For
them
me-
to vote.
Yeah, but
Of course, all
Because again,
they want 1K a month. Of course, why would
because like
they?
only half of Americans tend to
Like,
vote for the
literally,
presidential
when
election.
when the first thing that Cade and Philip told me about Andrew Yang was that he's going to give 1K to everyone that's 18 and above. Of course, he got my vote the moment he said that, because that's the only thing that would matter to me is money.
the thing is, I didn't actually until he explained why and how he's gonna play for, what would it do and how he's gonna pay for it. Because I'm like, that's only gonna make the fucking country worse because it's gonna increase inflation. That's gonna cause a lot of problems. It's like for me, my initial thought that's bad. Until you actually explain the science and math behind it.
If there was two candidates who were exactly the same, except it's where they got their money was one taxing companies and one lowering government services that were overly weren't necessary, like how the military gets an insane amount of funding for. Really, they don't need that. They don't need to be so big.
You know how expensive one tank is, like billions of dollars.
But like if they said. One said they were just gonna cut some of that, and another one said they were gonna tax companies. I prefer to go with the one that says they're gonna reduce the fundings for some military stuff or stuff of that nature that isn't as necessary.
I just think it's wrong that so many of these companies are getting money out of America, are paying zero taxes in America, because all the other countries that are very strong, has a really strong economy. Like all the European countries, they have a VAT tax, and the thing is, their VAT tax is going to be double what we want to put in, what he wants to put in.
I just immediately, anytime anyone says we want to charge companies more, I immediately think, and they're going to do everything in their power to not pay that.
Yeah.
But they already have it in Europe because
there are some places in Europe that have it, and countries still pay zero tax because they have found a way. There are some. And there's probably not a lot, but there are still some.
But I would have to look at the actual.
Popularity
companies
and money literally rules America.
But right now, the thing is, all the people who try to misinterpret his message will go in there say what he actually said, and the thing is,
Why should I believe him?
Hmm?
Why should I believe him? What he says? Why should I believe everything he says?
Yeah, there's that argument too, but
Because what if I go over to one of the other candidates? Why should I believe what they say?
They all want to become president,
Well,
so there's a reason they
Well,
would
they're only
lie
gonna say
or
it to
misinterpret.
get you to vote for them.
Yeah,
But
there's a
none of
reason
them
they
have
would
really said
misinterpret information.
none of them have really slighted. And the thing is, people who do slight always get their information. Everybody who talks shit on his policies always get their information wrong. They always do. And
That could be for any candidate.
Yeah, because people are just retarded.
Yeah.
yeah, I
you
mean,
have to
yeah, that
remember,
too.
Everyone. Okay, think about where we live, right?
Everyone here is
Everyone
stupid.
here is freaking retarded. Even retards are more intelligent than the idiots that live here.
Like I said, I can't explain it because I'm a dum-dum, and I would have to
Yeah,
present the facts.
our
and everything.
point proven.
But the thing is,
You're a dum-dum. So am I. Maybe Eric not
but
so
the thing
much.
is, he has a bunch of economic
Are you-
studies,
and you're only agreeing with it because smart man says it is right.
Well, they know more than me, and they actually study
Well,
it.
you don't
I
know.
trust
You don't know
science-
that.
No.
It's the same thing with scientists.
You
Why do
don't
we
know
trust
that.
scientists?
That's the thing. I argue against that all the time. By myself, to myself. I'm like, why should I believe what my doctor says? Why should I believe what the scientist says? The only reason we go off of it is because we're idiots, they're smarter.
Yeah.
Because we just assume they're smarter.
But they
Even
have-
though everyone around us will lie through their teeth to make it. Everyone does.
Well, the thing is, they have like facts and statistics.
Where did they
behind
get
it.
those
Where did
facts?
they get those facts?
From doing experiments.
Yeah.
Do they have video evidence? Do they have all this to
Hold
prove?
on.
I get. No, I get. You. I mean, that's a very cynical
It's
view.
literally no. It's not
It's
cynical.
no, it's
It's
realism.
the one thing. Well, I forgot which freaking philosopher said it to like question everything.
Yeah, question everything. Yeah, I know.
Of course, I want to question it because I don't want to trust it unless I know
Oh,
for
yeah.
certain.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
It-
I get that.
I
I get
always
that.
hear about so much crap where it's like, oh, this study came out, but people found out that
Well, you gotta look
these
at
people lied.
But the thing is, no, you gotta go actually into the study because they're gonna change what the study said for their bias.
Everyone's gonna
Yeah,
believe
that-
That's
yeah,
fine.
Unless you go to the
everyone does
actual
that.
study and read it, but
no,
nobody
even
does
the,
it.
even
Not
the
even
actual
do that.
study itself may
Could
be
be
falsified.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
Could
that
be-
too. But
For how many years?
then at that point, we can't trust anybody. We can't
That's
trust
the thing. We
That's
can.
why you, as a person, literally have to go out and do it to figure it out yourself. But we won't do that because we're lazy, dumb pieces of garbage.
All I'm saying.
Literally my point.
We shouldn't. Of course, we shouldn't be 100% believing everything we hear.
Yeah.
But the same things we should try to at least as a group try to figure out ways where we can advance. Because if we just sit there and
Yeah,
just question
yeah,
everybody,
But
That's
here's
what-
the
that's
yeah. We
literally
want to
goes-
question people so that with the people who are
It should
trying
be a
to drag-
balance. There
the-
should be a
the
balance for
people
me.
who are trying to keep us where we are because it's comfortable don't get listened to as much as the people who want to push forward, even if it ruins us.
That goes back to my saying, if you want to advance, do it yourself. Because there's no point trying to figure out what all these other people are doing because they might be lying to you. So if you want to figure out, for example, one of the arguments that just happens for no reason, should people drink milk? Milk comes from a cow. You're not supposed to be drinking. That's not your titty milk or some crap. People argue this crap. All the time.
it is been, you know.
So it's like, should people say it makes your bones stronger, but then others are like, no, it doesn't. So who do you believe?
I don't
How
think
do
it,
you
I don't think
know?
it's like no, it doesn't, but it's bad for the body because we're not supposed to naturally eat it.
Another thing is like flat earthers. I'll be damned if they ever prove it, but you'll be damned if you don't find one that won't go out of their way to find out a way to prove that the Earth is
If
flat.
someone
There was a documentary about it, and like every time they did an experiment, it always turned out what the results were, where the Earth was round.
Yeah, and they try other stuff.
And then
they
they-
would try to explain why their experiment wasn't working.
Yeah.
They'll try to keep looking for a way because they don't want to believe what everyone else says.
I know. I get your guys' argument. I'm not trying to say like, yeah, we should 100% believe everybody.
Yeah, so that's why, like, unless Yang himself comes up to me, shows me every last stinking detail.
I mean, obviously we should we shouldn't idolize people because that causes problem. That's why so many Trump supporters are like that because they
That's why
idolize
so
them.
many young adults in this day and age, or I guess rather in general, are idiots and always sit on.
Because they
phones.
idolize people.
Yeah, they're like, oh wow, Kim K or Kanye.
Mm.
Whatever. I hate that shit so much. It pisses me off. I really wish these
I
people
know
were
it's a
making
problem,
that much
but-
money and they weren't that.
Honestly,
For me,
yeah.
I personally believe what he says, but you know,
What,
you don't.
Kanye?
No, yes, I believe that he is a god.
Yes, Kanye.
I'm talking about Andrew Yang, but you
Kanye
don't. You don't have to.
2020.
Like I said, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not trying to.
gonna win.
I'm not gonna try to convert you. I'm just saying I personally think what his methods and what he says would actually be one
Yeah.
of the better ways to get
And
through.
I hope he fixes the
Yeah,
entire
like-
freaking country.
If he could fix the country, then good on us.
good on us.
Yeah,
He
we'll
proved me
live
wrong,
better
but I'm
lives.
not gonna be angry about it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna be angry. And if he can't do a single thing, I'm still not gonna be angry because I don't give a damn.
I'll be like, well,
Well, it's almost 2 hours, and I gotta listen by myself to this whole thing.
2 hours of a podcast.
Yeah.
2 hours of Pokemon.
2
Lucky
hours
That's
you.
a Pokemon.
That's what
Speaking of Pokemon, what's your favorite Pokemon, guys? Quick,
Well, I already
before
told-
we end.
I already told you.
Turtwig.
Fuck, I can't remember his name.
What does he look like? What does he act like?
It's the legendary from Black and White, the Ice Dragon. Kyurem.
Kyurem?
Kyurem?
Okay.
Something like that?
Which one?
Fuck if I know. The regular one, not his weird
Not
ones.
fusion?
I have not touched them, so.
Oh, you haven't did the fusion with them? Like,
I know what they look like. I just in game I haven't done them, so I don't know what he looks like in the game,
Mhm.
and I haven't used them.
For me, Luxray.
Of course it is.
Okay, well, let's end off. This is Comrade Dan saying, peace out. But got anything to plug that you want to plug?
No,
Yeah, he doesn't
stay
do
the fuck
social
away.
media.
No,
Unless he wants to get more clan members for his Warframe clan or something. I don't know.
I don't even know if my Warframe clan probably kicked me out. Get
Oh.
the fuck your toes out of my fucking.
Okay, you and okay, everybody sign. I'll already sign.
For me, check out my Snapchat, man. Just in time. That's the name.
Definitely.
My
yeah.
Twitter is Soggy Hot Pocket. And if you can't find it from that, look for. I forgot what the name was. I don't use my Twitter that much, but whatever. Yeah, that's all I do. Peace, Lates.
And I guess I'll leave as well. My name is
Okay,
Eric.
get
That's
outta
all you'll hear from me.
Bye bye.
Well, we're gonna go play Smash. Bye.